Staying close to, staying on top of, staying with you in the stories you're talking about every day. The Morning News with Gord Gillies, 5:30 to 9:30 on 770 CHQR.
And it's 6:09 now here on your Wednesday morning. They say it's the numbers are like 1 in 20. 1 in 20 of us suffers from some form of mental illness. And it's amazing. No, but yeah, I mean, it's just that many. And these days we're talking about mental illness at the workplace. Certainly there have been some high-profile suicides in Calgary recently that have everybody talking about it. And it impacted our next guest. A friend of his, in fact, ended up taking their life, and he ended up wanting to do something about it. He's come up with 18%, an app called 18%, for the 18% of the U.S. population, like here in Canada, struggling with mental health. Joining us to talk about that now is Zach Shaline, co-founder of 18%. Good morning to you, Zach.
Hi, Gord. Thanks for having me on.
Can you tell us a little bit about your friend?
Yeah, so Lewis, I grew up with him in Florida, and at the age of 19, he was diagnosed with bipolar and schizoaffective disorder. And one day he went out for a walk and he never came home. And 3 months later, his remains were found near a river. And so he was only pretty young, and mental health really can impact anyone.
Prior to that tragedy, what was he like? Was he an engaging, fun guy? Why was he cool in your life?
Yeah, I mean, he was super engaging. He did great in school, sports, musically talented. I was close with his other two brothers and his parents. So it was kind of a shock, especially to his family when this had came out. And mental illness often does come out in your teens, late teens. So from that perspective, it's no surprise. But obviously, as a friend and for anyone's parents, when you have a son who is diagnosed, it's always a surprise.
Yeah. Did you feel helpless or somewhat guilty after his death that you might have been able to do more?
So me personally, no. I didn't feel guilty. I just felt really bad for his parents in terms of how you could lose a child to mental illness, and that's why I wanted to do more.
Sure. So where did you begin to think, here's a way of doing it, how everybody connects these days, and maybe I can come up with an app that'll help?
Yeah, so I teamed up with my best friend, David Markovich, and we built a community, a peer-to-peer support community for anyone suffering with mental illness. And we called it 18%, because 18% of Americans at any given moment live with some sort of mental health condition. And the one thing that we notice is the power of community. And sometimes you may be in your basement, you may be lack of care or lack of funds, and you can just jump right online 24/7. So it's a global solution, 18percent.org, and you can get support instantly, and it's peer-to-peer support.
Give us an example then of how it works. You say peer-to-peer support. This is who's involved in connecting?
Yeah, so it's really anyone can join. And it's global, it's free, and it's people that are going through some sort of mental health issue. And there are channels. So you could think of it as one big chat room with different channels. And the channels are diagnoses. So there's a depression channel, a bipolar channel, a schizophrenia channel. So I could jump in, be like, hey guys, I'm feeling really down today. And instantly you'll have other people saying, hey, what's going on? And it's totally anonymous. So one thing that we've noticed is a lot of younger people, teens and mid-20s, feel more comfortable on the internet versus sometimes seeing someone in person. And I just want to stress that we really do believe in the power of therapy and medication, but we see this as a supplement. So you can get that on-demand support at any hour, at any time of the day.
So you come up with this great idea, you make the connection, and what's it been like watching how it's working?
It's unbelievable. I I've never imagined anything like this, and it's just kind of, the community drives itself forward. So like this would never have been possible without our moderators and the members. So like one of our moderators, she came up with the idea of creating a Slack bot. So for example, if someone expresses death or I want to die, let's say, our Slack bot will jump in. You can think of a Slack bot. It's a bot that instantaneously picks up those words, and it will alert that user, that member, and say, "Hey, listen, if you feel you're in immediate danger, call 911. Here's also the crisis text line number. If you want support right away, type !mods." And if they type !mods, our group of moderators are alerted as well. So the support has been unbelievable, and I see the messages, like people, it's in public channels, and people will share like, "Hey, I'm feeling so down." And then like 30 minutes later, they're in this chat and they're like, "Thank you so much. If it wasn't for this community, I don't know where I would be today." And that's what drives David and I forward every day, to keep growing 18% and really just trying to help as many people as possible.
I love hearing that there's the moderator side to it. I mean, when you're anonymous, as we know, that there can be, the negative, the trolls out there, but it sounds like this is controlled in a way that it's supportive people who are there to help each other.
Yeah, 100%. And we have a code of conduct. So when you register anonymously, you have to agree upon our code of conduct, which essentially says no trolling, no bullying. And our moderators read through all the messages. And it also self-polices itself. So we've actually seen members who will reach out to the moderators, say, "Hey, listen, like, take a look at this person in this chat," and we could intervene. We could delete a message. We could warn a member if they break our code of conduct. And if they continue to break it, we could actually remove them as well. So we're really, really believe in creating a safe community, a community of love and empathy. And I think that's really important as we continue to grow.
I mean, you may never know that you've changed a life or maybe even saved a life, but I imagine just reading the feedback and how, as you say, somebody can start in a dark corner and end up feeling like, you know what, there is somebody out there listening. That must be very rewarding for you.
No, 100%. I mean, like I said, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done, and I'm really excited just to continue growing this community. And I think, and we're starting to see more word of mouth as publications write about us, as we do more interviews, it allows more people to get access where it's free. And that's sometimes a lot of people are challenged when it comes to healthcare costs and getting support. So this is something that can really enable them and potentially save their life as well.
And Zach, if somebody's listening this morning, then can you get downloaded anywhere? The regular ways you get your apps?
Yeah, so you can go right on to 18%, and it's 18 and then percent spelled out .org, and you could sign up. And it's hosted on a service called Slack. So once you sign up, you'll be entered into the community, and then Slack, the app, is available on your mobile device as well as your desktop.
Sounds like a great idea. In honor of your friend, Zach, good luck and continued success with it.
Thank you so much, Gord. Thank you for having me.
A pleasure. Zach Shaline is the co-founder of 18%, as you just heard, wanted to do something in memory of a friend, and he's making a big difference right around the world. It's 6:17.